Welcome to what is definitely still not the Macron Stadium. It is now the University of Bolton Stadium, and it is somewhere that Norwich City have dominated in terms of their opposition. Norwich winning 4-0 here against Bolton Wanderers, a Bolton Wanderers side who of course are second from bottom in the division, only in theory a worse side than Ipswich. I have to say, if Ipswich play how they did in the derby a few weeks ago and Bolton play like this for the rest of the season, Ipswich will definitely finish above one team this year. This was as poor as any side I've seen this season, and quite frankly Bolton are in dire straits and are going to need a fair amount of work to get anywhere really from this. That said, they did improve after the break, which was pretty hard for them not to do. By that time Norwich City were 3-0 up, and by talking about Bolton first, I am in no way removing the credit for Norwich City. And actually, the fans in here, they were annoyed at how their side was playing, the fact they weren't really getting close to Norwich and getting in their faces. But I honestly think Bolton didn't know what to do. They didn't know whether to press, to go, to sit and invite, and then counter. Because quite frankly, there was a massive gulf in class between these two sides. Norwich were outstanding in the first half, outstanding, and regardless of what they were coming up against, they took Bolton apart. The first goal came after 8 minutes from Teemu Pukki, wonderful through ball from Marco Stiepermann, and in fact it came from just behind me here, inside the Norwich's own half. That was early on. I think after 25 minutes Norwich were 2-0 up with a goal as good as any you'll see them score this season, again from inside their own area. Beautiful break down the opposite side this time, and this time it was Pukki feeding in Stiepermann with a lovely low finish. And then the third goal was brilliantly worked as well, something Norwich had tried to look to do today. Kenny McLean standing ball, chipped over the top, Emi Buendia with a wonderful run, beating the offside track and poking beyond Remy Matthews, who in fairness, on the end of a 4-0 defeat, still made many very decent saves, especially actually in the second half. Norwich made it 4-0 just after the break. Again, a wonderful ball from Christoph Zimmermann from deep, wonderful run. The way that Teemu bent his run to stay onside and then lobbing it beyond Remy Matthews was a joy to watch. Just a brilliant football. And in fairness, after then, Norwich, of course, missed their customary penalty kick with Kenny McLean, who apparently scored 15 from 15 in Scotland. That means nothing when you pull on a yellow shirt and try and take a spot kick. It was a reasonably poor effort, a decent save from Remy again from the spot, but there we go. And ultimately, that should have been 5-0 on the icing on the cake, and maybe just ease this idea of Norwich being unable to dispatch a spot kick. As it is, they've now missed 6 of their last 7 penalties. Kenny was the man that Daniel wanted to take the spot kick today, and he blew the chance, which is a shame because Kenny did pretty well actually. Efficient. I wouldn't have said it was a spectacular performance, but he went about it really well, did some really nice things, and ultimately played his part in a wonderful Norwich performance. Great performances all over the pitch. Up until that penalty miss, I thought Norwich kind of lost their way after that. Norwich were able to make a couple of changes later on, and great to see Moritz Leitner back on the pitch. I thought he was very good for the length of time he's been out. Clearly a decent game for him to come in, and no one was pressing him, but it just looked like Mo slotted back in seamlessly, and what a man he has to have back available. Tim Closer back on the bench, too soon for him probably to feature, but he will feature eventually, I'm sure. And likewise, Grant Hanley came on for a few minutes too, so and I'd almost forgotten what his squad number was, so it's good to see Grant back out there as well, just for a few minutes at the end. Norwich really have got all their big hitters sort of back in, and with the added bonus that Alex Tetty's probably going to only be out for a few weeks, he may be back in time for Millwall. Mario Vrancic might be back in time for Millwall, so there's some real options there at a really important time. And dare I venture this way? I don't know. Maybe, who knows? But as what I'm going to say is that Norwich have won here 4-0. Sheffield United have won 4-0 with a huge amount of players out, by the way. I think Billy Sharp was on the bench himself as well. Obviously himself. So they won 4-0 at home to Reading. No Nelson Oliveira tail there, but that's 2 big 4-0 wins. West Brom won 2-0 at Aston Villa. Cracking result for them. And Leeds United didn't play. So in terms of a weekend, not been a great one for Leeds United, and as always, maybe they will rise to the challenge and it will drive them on. Likewise, it could really put them under some serious pressure given they've now dropped out of the top 3. We will see. Ultimately, I'm more worried about this lot, and this lot are doing very well. There's some lovely football today, and given what happened at Preston, it was a scratchy first 2 minutes today, but basically with Norwich's first attack, they looked like they were going to be able to run riot, and that was very different to Preston, where they really never got that chance to do it in the first 25 minutes. And every Norwich defeat there's been mitigation really in terms of the performance. I've said this for months, probably since about October, November time. It's almost a question of what Norwich do in terms of this season. Norwich have it in their hands to beat most sides. If they play to their level, they will beat them. That's the level of quality they've got, certainly with the sides they're going to play for the rest of the season. So it's a great position to be in. Today underlined that, and from a position where you thought, well, if they came unstuck against a side that are really struggling, that would be big question marks. We're in a lot better position, of course, going forwards for a cracking game at Carrow Road next weekend when Bristol City visit, and they bring their, I think it's 9 successive wins run in the league to Carrow Road. That will be a cracker. Loads of reaction and analysis to come, of course, at PinkUn.com. Make sure you catch it all there. For now, enjoy your weekend. Norwich City have won 4-0 here against Bolton Wanderers. Bigger fish to fry coming up.